Good morning, neighbors, friends, and otherwise. This is the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry, and it's Sunday morning. To know what the date is, read the description of the service video. As I always say, when you watch these videos and when you hear these audios, you are attending a church service of the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry. So at this point in time, it's about 9:30 a.m. and it's time for church. So I hope y'all have gotten yourselves up, had yourselves your coffee, your tea, your soda, your milk, whatever you drink, a juice, and your breakfast, and you've had your showers, your baths, your clothes on, and basically ready to meet the day. If you do have a actual building church you go to, then make sure at 9 o'clock in the morning, or either 10 or 10:30 to 11 o'clock, go to your service at your building church. But if this is the only church you have, the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry, know that you're more than welcome to tune in and enjoy not only a live broadcast. When we say live broadcast, yes, it is done in video form, but it's still considered live because when you see it, you may be getting it late, but you are getting a video that was live, meaning live recording or live broadcast, depending on how it goes out. But anyway, with that being said, my name is Pastor Brother Isaac David Brigmond. I'm age 36, and I'm from the glorious county of Coffee County in the glorious state of Georgia. Excuse me, having some nose issues this morning. Sinus issues, excuse my language. Okay, let's read this little bit, which is Revelation 22:17. Let anyone who wishes to take the water of life as a gift. Let me read it again. Let anyone who wishes to take the water of life as a gift. The water of life, that was the actual thing that God said drink and bathe in His name. It didn't mean a literal body of water. It meant that there is a form of power that God wants us to drink and bathe in and take baths in and pool around in and all that. And if we really learn to accept God as God is, we will also learn that water can rain down on you. It can. Yes, I've seen myself say a lot of stuff I didn't agree with, and see myself have a lot of issues I didn't agree with on statements that people made. But I did understand that through all that, if I listened to what God said and what God did, then I would understand that what God meant for what He had for me to do was for me to take the leap of faith and plunge myself into that spiritual waters, to drown myself in those spiritual waters and come up raised from the dead, a new man. Drown the old man in the spiritual waters. Now, in the literal sense of water, you can get baptized. So you are in the spiritual water and the physical, real water. And you can be baptized in the spiritual water and you can be baptized in the real water. You have to have both types of baptisms to make it in this world if you choose to be baptized. But if you don't, then you must be baptized in the spiritual water. And as I always say, that I like to talk to y'all in the wilderness, because wilderness meaning outdoors. And as I do that at times, I see some of my congregation being the little birds and the little squirrels. They're more than welcome to be part of my church too. So I don't limit myself to how many legs you have. You can have 2 legs, no legs, 4 legs. It don't matter. As long as God gave you the energy and the strength to say, I want to know about you, God. I want to know about you, Jesus. Then That's what's going to happen. And I've seen too many times in history people get this attitude. Hold on, folks. Many times people put physical limits on your stature and your beliefs in religion, meaning that if you are a Catholic, that you have no right to visit a Baptist church. God says that as long as you're a Christian, that a Christian has a right to go in any Christian church he so chooses to go into and to worship with them. If at that point he likes the beliefs that that Christian church had, then he can decide to be converting himself into their religion. And that's how it should be. But see, we don't see that anymore in this world. We see people saying, if you're Catholic, then all you Catholics better go to a Catholic church. And yeah, I understand that there's religions in this world right now that we have to watch out for because they pretty much have set aside their lives to being rude. And they're not really Christians. They're actually people that just decide that their life is more important than ours. And so they say, well, you want to believe in that? You want to believe in that stuff? Then don't talk to me. And I understand that there are people out there like the Muslims, and I believe that that's a section we shouldn't deal with. Not section of people, but a section of argument. Because the argument basically puts out there that if you want to disagree with the person's beliefs, that it's okay to do that. It's okay to say that. And I don't agree with that. We need to teach the Muslim people how to be good Christians and to teach them that their beliefs, yes, some may have some, there may be some good Muslims out there. I mean, I can't deny that. And there may be some bad Muslims, good Christians, bad Christians, all that. But a lot of your bad Christians and your bad Muslims make it hard for the good Muslims and Christians to basically have a life, have a form of life. And I've dealt with some people from all walks of life that I didn't agree with the stereotypes we give them. Because as Americans, we're bad about it, giving people bad criticism. And we say things like, well, this man, he's Indian from India, so he's no good. But yet, some of us Americans have basically decided that if we're going to praise up a foreign nation, we want to praise up a foreign nation that is basically somehow American naturally, but still a foreign nation. Like, for instance, the Native Americans. Okay, they're Americans, but they're still considered foreign in some way. I don't believe in all that. I believe that even a Native American needs Christ, needs God and Jesus in their life. And have heard, and I have seen on radio, TV, and in stories of actual Baptist Native American preachers. I've heard of them in all different forms of religion, and I didn't see what was wrong with that. I've even heard one time a woman, I don't know what her religion was. I mean, I know what her religion was, but I don't know what her background was. I don't know what nationality she was. I knew her family personally. I'll say it like that. I knew some people in her family personally, and she was going to one type of church, believing in one type of religion, and one day I heard her say that the Lord got a hold of her and told her she needed to change her church and her religion, so she did. So she went to another church. I ain't naming names, or I'm not going to name names. You know me, I'm a white, male, non-racist country preacher, and I'm going to use different slangs, because I'm still, as they say, young, which to me, I'm near 40, so how's that? Because, yes, I'm going to divulge it, and I'm not trying to get no credit for it. But a lot of you people that are so unanimous that you have to celebrate people's birthdays, and you have to celebrate your preacher, your pastor, his birthday, then won't you do me a favor? If you just got to do that so desperately, remember, mine is May the 15th, 1981. So next May the 15th, I'll be 37. And also today, I'm going to do this for y'all, and y'all going to think it's weird, but today is Pastor Appreciation Day. And what I'm going to say is, don't think that you have to do anything, no matter if it's in what form it is, do something special for me because you believe that I've been a good pastor or good preacher to y'all. Just understand, if you know of any good preachers, pastors that really took you seriously, God and Jesus, and took his congregation seriously, thank them for it. Just like you should a veteran. But you shouldn't. Well, why should we let Pastor Appreciation Day be the only time we appreciate a pastor? Why shouldn't we do this all the time and thank them all for the service they gave us if the service they gave us was honoring God and Jesus to the letter? Because I don't see what's up with that. But, I see people every day. They go through life, a lot of people, and they don't really wake up, wise up, smart up to the point of, yes, this is life. Yes, this is death. They wake up to the point of, I woke up, so what of it? And I say to you people, if you don't accept the gift that God gave you of that water of life, he said, drink the water of life, bathe in it, shower in it. He said, live in it, and also drown yourself in it. But we won't do that because we don't feel that that's necessary in this day and age. We feel like in this times we live in now that the order is to go by what the devil said instead of what God said. I mean, like I always say to you, since I've been explaining things about how I conduct service, all of nature, I've seen how when you preach the straight, true gospel, how nature will look at you like, preach it, brother, preach it. Little bird look at you. Little squirrels look at you. And they'll look at you like, preach it, brother, preach it. And you're like, all right. But you know what? I wasn't doing it for anyone in particular or anything in particular. I was doing it for God. Yes, I know you can convert people from sinners to saints. That's what God could do. But what we could do is that we could convert you from a sinner to a Christian. I don't think we'll ever be able to be far along enough to be in the sainthood, but I do believe that God says that all creatures can go from sin to Christianity and be able to walk around in the new life that he gave us through that Christianity lifestyle. And I believe that if you follow what God says from day 1 to day 0, or day 0 to day 1, however order it goes in, you'll see things a whole lot better. We have 4 eyes, 2 real eyes and 2 spiritual eyes. Your real eyes could probably be open every day of its life and still never see anything out. Still see everything out there. What I meant to say, and pardon me for saying it wrong, was that your spiritual eyes and you have your real eyes. Your real eyes could be open every day of your life and see the whole entire world. But then your spiritual eyes could be blinded. You can't see nothing until the day comes that you get yourself straight. And when you do, God looks at you like, the whole time you was missing out on this vision that I had for you to see, and you never saw it until now. And it gets to me to think that there are people. It gets to me to think there are people out there that woke up today knowing they don't know what they're going to do today. You should know what you're going to do. You're going to go have a good day with God and Jesus. And if you don't want to do that, you got problems, because brothers and sisters and neighbors, I want y'all to realize there's no need to say, and you know what? One of these days I'm going to, well, actually not one of these days, I'm going to from time to time treat you to a song of mine. Yes, I'm a songwriter. I take popular songs and redo them. And a lot of times the songs were originally dirty songs, and before I'm through with them, they're gospel songs, and God's looking at me like, thank you for changing that song. It was so dirty to start with, and I never realized there was somebody out there with that talent. No, God already knew that who has talent, who don't. So that was wrong for me to say that. But you believed it. And that's what I'm saying. If you believe that, you'll believe anything anybody throws your way. Don't tell me you wouldn't. But I'm going to do one right now for you. And this song here, it was a dirty song. The original song was It's a Great Day to Whoop Somebody's. And I'm not finishing the sentence because you know what it was. But I redone it. Now listen to it. Well, I woke up early this morning and realized it was Sunday. So I got up, got showered, shaved and dressed, and got my way outside. And when I got inside the car, after eating breakfast and drinking coffee, here's one thing I had to say to myself. Well, it's a great day to be with God and Jesus. Yes, it's a great day to drive myself to church. Don't you get in front of my way, or you'll have to deal with the Lord. So it's a great day to be with God and Jesus. Now when I got to church, everybody was smiling at me. Said, brother, I'm glad you came, and shake your hand. And I happened to have had a miracle. I had money for the offering plate. And when they said, tell your testimony, I got up and I shouted, well, it's a great day to be with God and Jesus. It's a great day to have drove myself to church. And I told myself, if anybody got in my way, they'd have to deal with God and Jesus. Well, the preacher told everybody that today was a special day. He said today was a feast at church. He said if you're spiritually hungry, then stay for the service. And while you're at it, if you're also hungry, stay for the food. Well, it's a great day to be with God and Jesus. It's a great day to have dinner with my brothers and sisters because they're kin to me through God and Jesus. So it's a great day to be with God and Jesus. Oh yeah, it's a great day to be with God and Jesus. It's a glorious day. Spend time with God and Jesus. If you ain't with me on the road to heaven, then it ain't a great day for you, my friends. But now I gotta tell you, when I went back home that night, I knew I'd sleep good 'cause I had a good day. And when I got a call from my dear mother, she asked me, do I have something to tell her? And I said, yeah, it was a great day to be with God and Jesus. It was a great day to go to church. It was a great day to have supper with my kinfolks. And when I said that, she knew what kind I meant. She said, yeah, she had a great day, 'cause her church had supper too. It was a great day, because she got to eat with her kin too. It was a great day for her to be with God and Jesus. So it was a great day to be with God and Jesus. Now see, folks, you didn't think that could come out of a man like me, did you? And that's something that I do a lot of times, over and over. And you know what, people? It don't matter where you come from in this world and what you do in this world. If you have a talent to preach and teach through speaking and through singing, go for it. And find your venue, find your place in life. Because right now I'm in the process of trying to find out if there's actually a church out there that needs a pastor, needs a preacher, needs a minister. And if so, I'd like them to contact me at Isaac David Brigmond on Facebook. When you do, let me know if your church is needing a pastor. If you do, then let's talk it out and see if I'm what you need. Also, my wife would like to babysit for $25 a week, and she'd like to do it within our home. And if you need something like that, let us know, and we'll see if what we can do for you is what you need. Like, for instance, if you need a babysitter, then talk to us, and we'll see what my wife can do as a babysitter for you. But if it's not what you need, then don't worry about it. But anyways, I just wanted to tell y'all that, and also say, look, folks, God and Jesus told you every day of your life not to be trying to do anything stupid with your life. Accept the living water. Accept that water of life. Bathe in it. Drown the old sinner man in it. And come up a resurrected man who's a better man than he was yesterday. Man meaning human beings. And you know what? I don't know whether it's right or wrong for a woman to preach the gospel. But if she's doing it right, who's to say that she didn't get it more right than some other preacher that was a man that told some lie that made himself look better than what he was? I know people right now that they told us people, and I say us people, meaning they told the world, they wasn't going to ever get rid of a building of theirs. They weren't never going to sell it. And if they ever did do it, that here's how they would do it. Meaning, there was a church who wanted that building for their church or for some facility that was connected to the church. So, when they did that, said that to themselves and to whoever was listening at the time, well, then when they said that, next thing you know, there was a building across from them they wanted, but they couldn't get no control of. So the guy that had the building they wanted, he said he wasn't doing nothing with it, as in selling it. And finally, he decided to sell it after a certain period of time. And when he did, he took his business that was in that building to another part of that county. And when he did, then he let that church that wanted that building, let them have it. I don't know what kind of deal they had, but the way I thought I heard it was that he wasn't ever going to do that, but he did it anyway. And that church has I wouldn't knock them or put them down, but they got some issues and they need to get them straight, because God knows what those issues are, and I'm not calling them out, the issues, because that's not a good idea. But I'm just saying, if you are a church, if you have issues within your church, before you decide to branch out into another building, would you please do one thing for me, please? Stop the issue about, well, I can't go over here and do church over here, I can't go over here and do church over here, or I can do it over here or do it that. Don't worry about all that right now. Worry about getting the problem you got worked out before you start saying where you can and cannot have church at in other buildings or other facilities. Think about first getting the stuff straight you got going on now within the church you got now, and then branch out. And that's how people are. They don't think like that. They don't have the church flooded with the water of life. They don't have the church flooded with the water of life. They pretty much took themselves to a level of, I don't need to deal with this or that. And you know what, folks? I'm not telling you how to live your life or nothing. But before we go, I got to say this and let you go. People, I love you. I want y'all to be happy. I want y'all to be holy and sanctified. And I want y'all to understand that God loves you and He'll always love you. So won't you flood your life with the water of life? It's a gift that God is giving you freely if you take it. All you got to do is say, I give up, Lord. I want that water of life. And I want to be drowned in it and come up a new man. I want to be baptized in that water of life. Get it straight now before it's too late. Because the devil has all these tricks he's going to pull on you. So don't let him. Now let's pray. Dear Lord God and Jesus, I pray that all people in this world listening to this will get a mega dose of God and Jesus, get a good word from God and Jesus. I pray for all people in this world. If you want to be a mom and you're supposed to be a mom, I pray that you will be a mom. If you're supposed to be a dad and want to be a dad and God says it's so, let it happen. I pray for those moving, find them a good place to live at. I pray for everybody in this world to wake up, wise up, smart up. Understand that we're not living in a day and age of what can I do for myself or for others. You need to be thinking about being in an age of what can I do for myself and for others through Christ. And we need to think about that. And I pray that people will get to that point. I pray today will be a good day and that everybody appreciates their pastor and understands that he did his job for you if he's an honest one. He did it for you and for your salvation and for God and Jesus. And I pray for everybody in this world that no matter what's wrong with them and what's ailing them, they'll get a mega dose of healing from you and be able to be better people than they were yesterday. I pray all this in the precious name of God and Jesus. I pray. Amen, 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 amen.